It was a vibrant day, I recall. The sun was up, the air was crisp. It was particularly the day that I have been anticipating. How could I forget? It was during that day when I decided to resolve whatever conflict we were having in our relationship. I knew something was wrong, even if you would not tell me. Like the sun, I had the brightest smile when I saw you in our rendezvous. After 4 years of us being in a relationship, my heart still flutters with the sight of you, and I just couldn't help it. My world revolved around you, and I knew in my heart I would do anything just to save our relationship from whatever that was causing its ruin. The weather was particularly rare and fine when we met that day. But I never expected a storm was coming the moment you opened your mouth to speak. You said you wanted out. You said it's over between us. You said you're sorry. I remember that I was only looking at your mouth when you said those words. Your mouth, which I've kissed a countless times. Your mouth that always made me feel warm and loved, now uttered those words that stunned me. I was in utter disbelief. My face turned red while you looked straight in my eyes that were slowly forming with tears which I couldn't let to fall in front of you. How could you? I tried to speak, but there was a lump in my throat, and I felt scared that if I did, you would see that I was slowly breaking. I didn't realize that I could be an actress for that moment because when you felt the need to go, I gave you a smile to assure you that it was okay, that I understood everything that you said, even if in truth I didn't want you to go or leave me there without taking back your words. The words that hurt me and tore my heart in pieces. I wanted you to tell me that you were just kidding, that you loved me and you couldn't imagine life without me. I wanted to scream when you finally turned your back. When you walked past that door, I let my tears fall. I hated myself for not telling you the truth, that I love you and I can't let you go. But what good would that do? Maybe I was still hoping that one day you'll just realize your mistake and you'll come back. Maybe it was my pride, but that day I regretted not being able to put up a fight for my true feelings. It was particularly warm and sunny that day, but when I walked out, I didn't care anymore. I hated the bright sun that exposed my tears. All I wanted was to go home and cry some more. The next day, I felt the pain. It was excruciating, and I cried and cried. I couldn't eat. The next day, I hoped you would call, but you didn't. The next day, our friends learned of what happened to us, and I just sulked. I didn't know how I could explain to them anything. How could I? Even I didn't understand why it had come to this. More days passed, and I was still waiting for your call, and it truly disappointed me that there was not even a message from you. I wanted to send you a message, just to say hi, but fear took my resolve. Maybe some other day you'd call, and again, I waited. More days, weeks passed, more weeks, a month. You didn't call, but my heart was still hoping. I wanted you to call. We were still friends in Facebook, but there was no new update from you every time I stalk your account. I decided to do something worthwhile to distract myself from the painful thoughts of you, from my longings for you. I terribly missed you, and my friends and family were slowly getting annoyed by my hopelessness. They wanted me to stop thinking and talking about you, crying over you. Then, one day, I just saw it on my newsfeed. You have announced being in a relationship with a new girl. The girl that was actually the reason why you broke up with me. And right then and there, I was able to connect the dots. She was the reason for your silence during the times when we were still together. She was the reason why your warmth had turned cold when you were with me. When I was unsuspecting, even if there were already gossips going around your place of work. You were always together whenever I wasn't around. You had more time with her when you couldn't be with me. She was the one you were chatting with, even in moments that you were with me. I remember when I asked you why you had to hide what you were typing. You just said that you were talking with your co-worker. Yes, you worked together. I only teased you about keeping a secret from me. I made you feel it was a joke because I trusted you. But that secret would no longer be kept for a long time because it had found a way to my doorstep. I have learned about your betrayal long before you could personally confess it to me. It was painful, but you asked for my forgiveness and I have given it to you. You made a promise that it would not happen again, and I believed you. But that would start the day we drifted apart. I gave my all to work things out, but maybe to no avail, because in the end, I just felt I was losing your hand. Whenever we were together, you made me feel that you were no longer the same person, the man I knew, the man who loved me and always cared for me. I didn't know if you actually changed on purpose, just so I would be the first to break it up. You got it wrong, because I loved you too deep that I cannot ever imagine losing you. And now, I realized I was the one who got it all wrong. Why did you have to hurt me like this? I needed some answers to my questions. Why did you stop loving me? What have I done to make you change? Why haven't you cared enough to be honest with me? Why did you have to betray me? You wouldn't imagine my pain the day I found out that the girl who caused our relationship to deteriorate was the same girl that you finally declared to have replaced me. It was too painful that I was unable to accept it. You betrayed me. You didn't deserve my trust, my forgiveness. For a few days after that, I cried and never left home. I felt like the ugliest creature on earth, and I didn't want to bump into our friends who already knew about your newfound love. I just felt so humiliated, and there were no words to describe the agony that I was going through. There came the days when I felt so tempted to jump into another relationship with the guys who showered me with attention that I longed for. I wanted to love again, to forget you. But every time I look at the other guys, I still see your face, and I felt scared that I might not have anything to offer to another person but just a broken me. Can you blame me? I never wanted you to pity me if you knew that I have never found someone else to replace you. Days passed, and I just lived the way I had to live my life, breathing, moving, no feelings. More days passed, and I started to get impressed with the way I was coping up. Months, more days passed, and I realized that I could already talk about you without the same level of pain as the first day I lost you. And I finally learned to really smile again, to appreciate being alone and not think of having someone to complete me just for the sake of it. I was already enough for myself. I have learned to forgive you wholeheartedly, to forgive myself, and I have also finally come to accept that you were never coming back, that maybe you were never meant to be in my life, that we just had to meet and fall in love for a particular season to prepare us for the future that is still unknown. Maybe to make us better persons for whoever that will come for us someday. Yes, I still want to fall in love again, but that can wait. Because for now, I am just starting to love myself again. Oh, what a troubled year I went through, but I survived it. And now, I always look forward to seeing the sun up again. There are moments when the bad things come to mind unexpectedly. It still pinches my heart, but that wouldn't keep me from moving on and loving life one day at a time. I've realized my worth as a person, and I believe I deserve a love that I'd own and own me pleasurably when the time is right. So, where do broken hearts go? I think that heartbreaks make us stronger, and the pain teaches us lessons that we can always use and remember in our lifetime. And this were the lessons I learned from the year that was.